they tend to use healthy fats like liquid oils and nuts. And then there's a lot of tea, which is rich in antioxidants. So there's a lot of healthy components to that. So today I plan to first start by preparing the salad dressing. And the first ingredient here is a natural peanut butter. So I specifically chose this natural peanut butter because it did not have any palm kernel oil added. So that means that it mainly has a healthy, unsaturated liquid oil in it. And you'll notice that in a lot of natural peanut butters because you actually have to stir in the oil, and that was the case with this one. So I'm just adding this to the bowl. Along with the healthy fat, this is also a good source of plant-based protein. Okay, so the peanut butter is in the bowl. That is 3/4 of a cup of natural peanut butter. Next, I'm just gonna add 1/2 cup of water, and the purpose of that is to thin out the dressing. So you can just add 1/2 cup of filtered water or whatever is your preferred water source. Next, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of a hoisin sauce. So this hoisin sauce I found in the international foods aisle of the grocery store. And to me, it tastes a bit like barbecue sauce. So I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of that. Nice and thick. Okay, great. Right. And then I'll just scrape the rest of that out of the measuring spoon here. The next ingredient I plan to add is lime juice and lime zest. So I have limes here from the grocery store that I've washed, and I'm just going to zest one of these. It has a wonderful smell, and it adds vibrant color and vibrant flavor to the dressing. You could do this with a potato peeler or a citrus zester. This is a microplane. It's very sharp, and it breaks the zest up into tiny little pieces. So it's just very convenient for salad dressing. Okay, so I've zested this lime, and then I'm going to start juicing. I'm hoping to get about 2 tablespoons of lime juice here. So just going to squeeze these limes. It does help if you roll them on the counter a little bit prior to squeezing them. That does help to soften them up a bit, and sometimes it helps you to get a little bit more juice out of them. I'm just using a fork here to squeeze the juice out. And I'm hoping that 2 limes will be enough. Yeah. Okay. And these are pretty big, so that should be good. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lime juice into the bowl there. If you happen to not get 2 tablespoons of juice out of your limes, you could supplement that with a little bit of a mild vinegar like rice wine vinegar. We're just hoping to get some nice acidity here, and with it, limes have a lovely citrusy flavor. Okay, so we've added the 2 tablespoons of lime juice plus the zest of 1 lime. Next, I'm going to put in 4 teaspoons of a low sodium soy sauce. And that will add a nice umami flavor here. I'm just putting in 4 level teaspoons. Okay. After that, I have 1 tablespoon of sugar. This is just brown sugar. You could use any kind of sugar or syrup here. And that's just to balance the acidity from the lime juice. Okay, now I have chili garlic paste. We'll see this in the grocery store. It may be labeled chili garlic paste or chili garlic sauce. And I'm just going to put 2 teaspoons of this. It is a little bit spicy, but 2 teaspoons added to this whole recipe will not give you much of a hot pepper flavor, and it will not burn your tongue. But if you're concerned about the hot pepper, you could leave this out. Okay, so that's 2 teaspoons of the chili garlic sauce or paste. Next, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. That's equivalent to about 1 garlic clove. So if you'd like to use fresh minced garlic, you could use 1 garlic clove. You could mince it, or you could actually use your microplane to grate it fine. Okay, now I'm going to add half of a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil. Now I noticed when I purchased this in the grocery store, and this, just like the hoisin sauce, the soy sauce, and the chili garlic sauce were from the international foods aisle, that it just says pure sesame oil on the front, but it does say toasted sesame oil in the ingredient list. And it has a brown color, which would indicate that it's been toasted. I'm putting half a teaspoon of this in to add a little bit of extra nutty flavor. A little bit goes a long way with this. So just half a teaspoon. Okay, and that's our sauce. So I'm just going to whisk everything together here. That's a great way to incorporate all of the peanut butter and everything. And as I'm whisking this together, I just wanted to let you know that I will typically keep these in the refrigerator to preserve them after I've purchased, even though the soy sauce doesn't say it needs to be, or the sesame oil doesn't say that it needs to be refrigerated. Because I use it in such small amounts, I like to do that to preserve it, because any oil could go rancid if it's in your pantry for a long time, and then it just wouldn't taste good. And once you have these ingredients in your pantry, anytime you're making a stir fry, you can just add a little bit of each of these sauces to your stir fry when you're stir frying your vegetables. And then if you'd like to complete the sauce, you can just add a couple tablespoons of cornstarch to some water or broth. You can just whisk that in, dump that into the stir frying vegetables, let it bubble and thicken, and that'll create a very nice flavorful stir fry sauce from your pantry ingredients. Okay, so I have the peanut sauce mixed up here. It basically just looks like peanut butter still. Okay, but it has a lot more flavor. Now I'm going to start on the vegetables. So first I have here 3 cups of shredded cabbage. You could slice this, or you could just buy the shredded cabbage meant for coleslaw in the grocery store. Cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable, along with some other things like broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts. These are great superfood vegetables, just full of vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals. So they're a very healthy part of your diet. Next, I have here some shredded carrots. It's going to give us a beautiful, vibrant color and lots of beta carotene. You can buy the already shredded bag of carrots or shred your own. Either way would be great. Okay. Then I have, so that was 3 cups of shredded cabbage and 2 cups of shredded carrots. Then I have 1 large hothouse cucumber here. This is just the kind that you find wrapped in shrink wrap in the produce section. These are nice because they have very small seeds. And I just washed this, and I'm going to slice this into half moons here. This will add a nice, refreshing crunch and lots of hydration to this salad. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna just scoop this right in here. So that's one large hothouse cucumber. Seeds and skin and all, lots of good fiber there. Okay, now I have next I'm gonna add about 3 stalks or about 2 cups of sliced celery. I've just taken the lighter green stalks from the inside of the celery and washed it, rinsed off any soil that might be on it, and trimmed off any brown bits that are on the outside, the bottom, or the top of the celery stalk. And I'm just slicing this into little half moons. This way, everything will be pretty similar in size to the shredded cabbage. Okay, good. So I'm just adding in a couple cups of sliced celery here. This will add a wonderful crunch to the salad. Okay. Now, and you certainly don't have to measure this perfectly, just throw in whatever you want. It'll work out. It's a very versatile salad. Now I have this beautiful red bell pepper. Gonna add quite a bit of color to our salad. Just slicing off the top and bottom here and cutting out the seed pod from the center. And I'm cutting out this white ribbing as well. There we go. Just gonna get rid of these seeds. Okay, good. Now my intention here, and this is just a bell pepper that I've washed from the grocery store. My intention here is to cut this into nice matchsticks, and just like the celery, to mimic the shape and size of the cabbage. So we end up with a nice slaw type salad here. Okay. I always like to cut bell peppers from the inside out because the outside is so slippery and you're more likely to cut yourself if your knife goes sliding off of the outside of the pepper. So I feel like this is a lot safer. All right, here we go. These little matchsticks. Now, a red bell pepper is simply a green pepper that was left on the plant long enough to get ripe. So it's got a lot more beta carotene and vitamin C in it. But I like eating them because they're a lot sweeter and tastier to me. However, all peppers are healthy, lots of fiber, and they're a great low-calorie, crunchy snack. Okay. Now I have some scallions here. These are spring onions. I've simply washed them and I've cut off their little root end, and then I've removed any of the tops that are yellow or browning or that just look like they're not as firm. And I'm just gonna slice these into little bits. So your garlic and your onions are in the plant or vegetable family called alliums. And garlic especially is known, if you consume it regularly, to help with your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and your blood sugar. So it is healthy to have alliums as part of your regular diet. That family includes garlic, onions, leeks, shallots, anything in the onion family. Okay, so putting in a little bit of fresh green onions here. All right, great. Okay, so just to recap on the vegetables, so far I have 3 cups of shredded cabbage, 2 cups of shredded carrots, 2 cups or about 1 large hothouse cucumber, 2 cups or about 3 stalks of sliced celery, 1 cup of sliced red bell pepper, 1 large red pepper, and about half a cup or 2 large spring onions. Now, the next and last thing I'm going to put in would be the bag of edamame. So this is in the freezer of your grocery store. Right here, I have a 10.5 ounce bag of edamame, and it's just been defrosted. These are tender little baby soybeans. I think they're delicious and satisfying to eat. They kind of remind me a little bit of baby lima beans, but these are much higher in protein, and like lima beans, they're also a great source of fiber. So this adds a little bit more plant-based protein to the recipe. So I'm going to just add these in here. And then I will toss the salad. Well, this makes a nice large bowl of salad, and it is great served as leftovers. I would eat probably about 1/8 of this salad as a side dish, or I would make 4 main dish servings out of it. So this is something that I would eat for lunch or dinner. And it's great in the summer or the spring, or when you have a warm day and you just want something fresh and crunchy. Okay, so that is all tossed together, and here is the salad all finished. Did you see it? Okay, great. Now, please use the chat box if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer any questions about the food or the recipe that you have. Now, this, as I had mentioned, is extremely versatile. You could add more protein, maybe by putting chicken or shrimp with this, maybe some sliced grilled chicken. You could add other vegetables. This happens to be asparagus season, and it would be great to throw some asparagus into boiling water and blanch it for about 3 minutes. Then you can pull it out when it's nice and bright green and put it in some ice water to stop the cooking and add that to a salad like this, or any other vegetables that you have. You could add extra herbs, maybe cilantro, mint, basil, or even Thai basil to this. I think it would be, if you wanted a little bit of a whole grain in this, maybe some brown rice. So it's very versatile, and you can make a meal out of it or a side dish. Oh, well, I've kept it. I had a question, how well does it keep? I've kept this in my fridge for about a week because I tend to make a big batch on the weekend and put it in little jars to pack it for my lunches. So I've certainly been happy eating it on Friday, just as happy as I was on Monday. I actually purposefully used some more sturdy, crunchy vegetables so that it would keep a little bit longer without getting mushy. Very good. Okay, thank you for attending. Have a great day.